Welcome back to Comic Universe, the only nerd-centric thing you need in your life. DPZ once again rolling solo and giving you another comic review. That was a comic that was given to us by our friend here on the channel known as Mount Vernon Kid. Chris, thank you once again. And last time I was on here, I talked about a DC comic. So now I'm going to be talking about a Marvel comic, and that is Spirits of Vengeance, the War at the Gates of Hell. Now, this was, right out the gate, this was clearly meant to be an ongoing, but I guess it didn't have enough legs to get past its first 5 issues. So yeah, it's technically a miniseries, but it's so obvious at some points in here that it was Victor Gischler, who was the writer, wanting to make this a ongoing of the little 10 points here and there. Now, Spirits of Vengeance is a team of supernatural characters, kind of like Justice League Dark. It's kind of like, or better yet, why wasn't it called Midnight Suns? I guess Spirits of Vengeance is a more catching title than Midnight Suns, because actually it is pretty much Midnight Suns, because the 4 members in here are Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, Damian Hellstorm, Satana, and Blade. But anyway, so the story is that Johnny Blaze goes to Hellstorm for help after he sees an angel literally explode into dust after being hit with a piece of silver by a silver bullet. But this is no ordinary silver bullet. This is a bullet forged from the silver that was given to Judas for betraying Jesus. Apparently, there is a conspiracy to assassinate the Archangel Michael at what is known as the Covenant, which is kind of like because the war between heaven and hell is so has been going on for since the dawn of time. Pretty much what happens is that during the covenant, it's more like a discussion of how the war is being waged, prisoner exchange, what have you. So it's more like a pause for a moment between the war. But however, if they can assassinate Michael, God's right-hand man, God's going to get mad, and also with Michael out of the way, the angels are going to be in disarray, and hell can invade Earth and subsequently heaven as well. So Ghost Rider, Blade, Satana, and Hellstorm all come together to stop this assassination attempt on Michael. The comic is pretty good for a consistent miniseries, but again, you do see little hints here and there of what was clearly meant to be an ongoing. But still, I really enjoyed it. The artwork is very, it's very active, and it really does go in time with the action and supernatural look. The demons a lot of the major demons do look very much different from one another, but I will admit, some of the lower class demons, they look like straight up xenomorphs. No, really, they look like straight-up xenomorphs in here. The main villains in here are known as Necrodemus, who is a sorcerer trying to get in Hell's favor, and his assistant Razan, who is a half-goddess and the daughter of Osiris, which, again, they do bring up, what is her past and why is she working for Necrodemus, and why was she betrayed by her father Osiris. They don't go into it. So, yeah. But again, I think it's really cool, and also using the 30 pieces of silver as a weapon to kill angels. Wow, that's a neat idea. I mean, I have seen some comics and some stories that do involve the Judas silver, but yeah, this has been one of the first time I've seen it at Marvel. I really think it's a cool idea of Of course, heaven and hell are trying to one-up one another constantly, so it makes sense that they would try to forge it. Also, another fun fact is that the forger of this gun is a dwarf from the realm of dwarves, Nidavellir. Yeah, because it would make sense that hell would sometimes, outsource some of their forging. So I was like, that's pretty neat of having an actual dwarf from from Norse mythology in a hand of of crafting a weapon like this. Because I would imagine if hell was trying to forge it, I'm pretty sure heaven would catch on in some degree. I really like the team dynamic of the 4 characters. I really like it. What I also like in here is how they managed to address Satana and Hellstorm are technically brother and sister. Granted, they're half siblings, but still, their dad's still the devil. So basically, yeah, I don't see a lot of Marvel comics that address that, yeah, Hellstorm and Satana are are really brother and sister. Although, to be fair, no one really uses Satana and Hellstorm a lot. No one really uses neither character. Though I have a feeling that this was going to be like, yeah, we're totally going to have Hellstorm and Satana be big characters now. The book sales didn't do well. Oh well, that was an admirable attempt. That's how I kind of feel about it. That's how I feel about that comic, is that it was clearly meant to be something bigger. It is for a 5-issue miniseries. It's pretty concise. It's a pretty tight-knit story, the main story at least. I really enjoyed the artwork. Ghost Rider in here, I like the design of Ghost Rider, where he looks gangly, but he still looks kind of imposing. So I like that. It still has the bike. He still has the biker look to him. But we don't get any... And honestly, though, as much as I like Johnny Blaze and seeing Ghost Rider, I'm more of a Dan Ketch guy. I am more of a Dan Ketch guy, I'm just saying. So, yeah. But anyway... yeah, if you enjoy, like, some supernatural stuff, because honestly, these characters don't get used a lot. These characters don't get used a lot, so it's always fun to see them come back and, do shit from time to time. So, that put a smile on my face. So if you are a fan of these characters, like I am, and you enjoy some good horror / heaven and hell stuff, I'd say check it out. This is definitely worth a read. It's not an expensive book, and it's about $15, give or take. But yeah, that's pretty much my review. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. So anyway, if you're new here, Hulk smash that subscribe button and become part of the Earth's Mighty subscribers. But until next time, we will see you once again in the Youniverse.